Hey y'all, howdy internets. It has come to my attention that some of y'alls ain't doing your merch. And that ain't cool, you gotta do your merch. So, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take a little look at merch and how I've been doing merch lately. So, I do strongly recommend going back and looking at some of my other videos, as that still, as far as I'm aware, is probably the most efficient way to do it. I need to look into potentially doing some, what are these things? Crafting these crystals. What are they? Material. Yeah, these things. Because I think there is some value in bringing a bunch of these in and selling them, but I haven't played around with that yet, so that's not what we're talking about today. We're really just talking about how I do merch. And how I've been doing merch lately. And I just haven't had the time. The previous merch guides that I have, I think, are the most efficient in terms of the most efficient for food, but they use a lot of time. So if we go into merchantry, first thing I want to take a quick note of here is in the bottom right, the daily food supply and the food capacity. So you can see that my food supply and my capacity are very similar, but my food supply is actually just over my food capacity in my wagon. So every time you ding a level in merchantry, your food capacity goes up by 1,000. So I can use 108,000. So, and if you look here in the bottom here, you can see my merchantry level is 80.54. So, until you hit level 80, you're really not fully maximizing your wagon. So I know a lot of people are talking about trying to get, their tier 4 or tier 8 horses for their tier 5 wagon. Really doesn't matter that much until you start getting really high in the merchantry levels where you actually have enough food to fill your wagon. I am using, if you didn't notice, the tier 5 wagon. Let's actually go back here for just a second. So tier 5 wagon, why am I using the tier 5 wagon? A couple things. The main thing is up here, the exchange that you get. So when you're buying things, you can buy 800%. When you're exchanging things, you can exchange 400%. When you're buying food, you can get 400%. And when you're selling things, you can sell 800%. So that basically lets you sell 8 times as much and trade and buy or exchange 4 times as much. Another thing that it doesn't mention on here is the events on the map get doubled. So essentially you're getting twice what you would get on the map. So this cart uses, does it say here? I thought it said 500 food. Oh, consumption is times 5. So that's 500 food you're using instead of the 250. So basically everything with this wagon is double the tier 4 wagon. So there's no use using the tier 4 wagon when you can do the tier 5, which I believe you can craft at level 45 merchantry. So don't even bother with the tier 4 wagon. You're really just looking at the, right, this uses 2.5, but it's 400, 200, 400. There's just no point in ever using the tier 4 wagon as soon as you can use tier 5. Tier 3, because of how much you can hold, it can hold at 24,000. That's where you can bring a lot more items in and get a lot more experience for your food, but it's going to take a lot longer to do it. This wagon just makes it efficient so that you can do things faster. So with that being said, we're using the tier 5 wagon because it's the most efficient in terms of really just trying to be like, I need to get in and out and do merchantry. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got a route that I like to use. I start in Trent. I go to Bear, Calafion, and then from there I kind of go to Kaplan, Florin, Etheria, depending on what goods I'm going to sell, and then I run back to Trent. I like starting in Trent because that's sort of the farthest away, so I can just buy and sell my way along the journey. So we're going to hop into merch. I got 1 minute left, so that's enough time to run to Bear if we go real quick. Oh, we're going to have to hop out. Look at my food in the bottom. I forgot I crafted a bunch of cron stones, so I don't have the food. So we're just going to rinse and repeat. Yeah, check your food before you start. That's a pro tip. All right, let's get out some food. Well, we'll just store as much as we can. All right. So now we'll head back in and our cart's actually full. We'll have to wait 1 minute to do that. So we will do that. We'll have a sip of our coffee. If you don't have a coffee, get a coffee. And really now all we're going to do is we're just going to buy and sell our way through and look at what everything has. So I'm not going to show you the full run. That'll sort of be a waste of time. But we'll show you as we get in here a couple of the runs. So as soon as we can. in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merchantry! Go. All right, now we got 2 minutes and 34 seconds on the timer, so that's plenty of room to run to bear. So that's actually better for us to kind of take a quick peek at what we got here. So I know the towns I'm going to go into. So let me just show you on the map. We're going to start down here. We're going to go from Trent to Bear. And then we're going to go up to Calpheon. And then we're going to Ephyria, Florin, and Keplin in some order. Now I can go in here, I can check their merchandise and see what they're looking to buy to kind of get an idea. But I find that a little more difficult just to try to really plan it perfectly. Usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up through Bear, go to Calpheon, head down to Keplin, and then bring everything out from Keplin into Florin and Ephyria, and then head back down into Trent on my way back through. So that's usually what I'm going to do unless I see something really obvious. So let's take a look at this. Both Bear and Keplin want this, so I'm going to buy. And then Calpheon and Keplin want this, so I'm going to buy. And then nobody wants this. So the interesting thing about this place, about Trent, is that Trent and Florin sell the same goods. So I actually, realistically, I want to bring this over to Keplin, and then when I buy it in Florin, I can bring it back down to Bear, and then the same thing with this. Realistically, I want to sell this in Keplin, and then when I go to Florin, buy it and bring it down to Calpheon. So that's probably what we're going to do. We can kind of, well, let's head out into town, see what our events look like before I rush. You got a lot of blues, that's going to be worth it. So you'll notice that, well, we use a potion, but you'll notice that the rewards say I get twice as much. Oh, it won't show it to me while I'm doing the... Well, you can see a wagon effect reward increase. That little blue text over all the stuff. So just picking up the events. And then if we look at my workers levels, you can see we've maxed combat. So we're going to get all 5 rewards done here, which is nice. So at the bottom, and then we get ×2. We're getting double the chests, and that's the benefit of the tier 5 wagon. So that helps you get more experience for merchantry and doing this. Right now at these levels, I'm getting about 25% merchantry levels a day. So that means about every 4 days, I'm going to be dinging a new merchantry level. So again, we've got the 4 times exchange on the food. So you can see that it says right here, stock 4. So I'm spending 580, whatever that wheatgrass is. But essentially I'm getting 2,000 food instead of 500 because I'm able to buy it 4 times. All these things I can buy 800 instead of 100 because of the wagon. So let's see, Calpheon wants this, we're going to buy it. Trent and Florin both want this. Trent right now has the better percentage of 20%, and my inventory may be a little full on the way driving around, so I'm going to save this and bring it back to come to Trent. And then this, everybody wants it, but both Calpheon and Ephyria and Keplin are all looking for 24%, so we're going to buy it and just drop it off at Calpheon. We're going to exchange this. These are always in your favor, so unless you really need a certain material, you always want to exchange for the resources. You're always going to make it back, even at plus 8%, that top one, right? I'm getting 2,400 and I'm spending 2,300. So, and remember, I'm not going to sell this. I'm going to sell it to Keplin so I can buy it from Florin and sell it back through here. So let's head out. Take a look at the map. Oh, it's garbage. There's almost like no events, but we'll just do it anyway. And we will use the elixir. Now, if you really want to make merchantry efficient in terms of time, definitely buy those elixirs every time you can. They do cost you resources that you're not otherwise saving. But it just makes it so you can get everything done much faster. And with this wagon, again, you're buying them the orange elixir. You can buy 1 at a time. And I think it lets you buy, I guess that would be 4. And then, oh, I just used another one trying to tap on that. And then this one, I think it lets you buy 3, and then it doubles it, so you can get 6 or 12. I think that's what it is, right? It's 4 times in the exchange, so instead of getting 3, you're getting 12, yeah. So let's see here. Now remember the crystal I didn't want to sell, because I want to sell that in Keplin. The dragon statue I do want to sell. This I want to sell. Ooh, and we're getting Tower of Trials passes, so I can get 4 of these. Now if you look up in the, next to my silver in the top, you can see my resources that I have for copper. That's actually a little low for me. But Tower Trial Passes are the reason we do merchantry. I'm getting 4,000 food. Let's see what I can buy. Kaplan wants it. Kaplan wants it. And nobody wants it. So let's just take a quick peek at the map. If we set these flags, we can see these set the destinations where we want to buy. So if I go to check merchandise, anything with a flag, I know I can sell at the other location. So I can quickly peek and see that, yep, Florin doesn't want to sell anything to Etheria, but Etheria wants to sell to Florin. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. And then Kaplan wants to sell stuff out of there. One to Etheria, one to Florin. And if I set that as a destination, turn those off. Yeah, nobody's selling down to Kaplan other than the stuff that we already got. So we're definitely going to Kaplan. And then because we're just planning out our route, and I'll show you how I plan my route out. So because Etheria wants to sell to Florin, but Florin does not want to sell to Etheria, what we're going to do is when we come up out of the map, what we're going to do is there's a couple different ways we can do. So we're going to head down to southeast Calpheon to Kaplan. And then when we're coming back out, we could kind of take this long route out here if we were going directly to Florin without stopping at Calpheon, if there were good events along the way. But what I'm going to do is, because of the way we're going today, based on the goods that we're going to sell, we're going to come back in here, stop off at Calpheon, buy the stuff we need to then bring up to Etheria. So we're just going to basically cross the map and then go into Florin and then drive back down through Calpheon into Bear and Trent and then just run around there to use up the rest of our food. So that's what we gonna do. And that is really it. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just going to stop it here, and if I have anything else to say along the way, I'll cut in and add it. But that's really it. You're gonna let merchantry guide you. You're gonna look at what things are being sold where and try to think of the best way to make an efficient route based on what stuff it's gonna give you and where you're gonna go. And you're just going to get it done. You know, the more you do it, the more food you get. With my current food value, I like to do this in one run because I will get the double S ranking for distance traveled. You have to sell a lot of stuff, which I think is where having the right, crafting those gems and bringing in a lot of those gems to bring to the Wandering Merchant can do a lot in terms of trying to get the double S on that value, and then the double S on the events is pretty tough as well. You really got to hit your luck and probably get 4 or 5 oranges in a single run, along with some good purples and blue events. I think it's something like 350 event points you have to get the double S. So I'm really just looking at the single double S for the distance traveled. That's really all I'm after. We're just selling all the goods, and then we're buying everything, buying the food. Etheria wants this. What about this wagon? Calpheon wants that, and does Trent, so we're good there. And then Florin, everybody wants this, so we're good there. All right, claim our silver. And then I'm going to leave it there. We'll cut back here at the end when we finish up merchantry, and I'll see you then. All right, y'all, we are back. So what's going on here? Just to give you an update, we went and did all our selling up at Etheria and at Florin. We're back down in Calpheon. The reason I wanted to come back a little early is I wanted to show you guys, since we came running out of Bear and that area down there, we've kind of cleared out the events. So I'm just waiting for the event timer to kick over. Once that hits 0, we'll get a set of new events so that we're not going in there with some empty events. So at some point in your run, because you're running through there, you want to make sure that you give the events a chance to reset. While we're waiting for those events to reset as well, I'm almost done with my run, so that means I have a little wagon storage left. So this is a great opportunity to buy the specialty goods. In one of my last videos, I mentioned I never buy the specialty goods, but now with this type of situation, I will definitely buy them. If I was really smart, I would have bought the stuff at Florin. Oh, look at my witch, Archmage. Got him with Frigid Fog. Anyway, I would have bought at Florin because I would have gotten more value selling the stuff from Florin down in Trent. So we are going to basically fill up our wagon with the rest of this. And then now we are going to head out. Now's a good time to torture yourself, open up the map, see how many oranges they put out there for you to miss. And that's pretty garbage up there, so that's good. We didn't miss anything up there. Oops. So let's head on down into Bear. and Trent. I'm not going to use an elixir just for one white event. Get out of the way. Let me through. Getting right to the edge of the circle, so we're ready to keep riding. All right, let's see what we got down here. So we got to go to bear first. So we're going to ride straight down, and then we're going to cut around over here. And there are really no good events on this map, so we're just going to rush through. So we're just going to burn the rest of our food getting events after we buy and sell. That was not efficient moving. That wasted a lot of food, just fishtailing back and forth with the wagon there. But we have food to waste, so it's fine. When you get specialty goods, you can sell them anywhere. Make sure you don't sell them at a loss because you don't get any experience for doing that. So when I go in to sell, I want to make sure I don't sell the Calpheon Silk, although it is 10%, so I'm going to make some money on it, but not as much as I'm going to make at Trent. So basically, specialty goods are pretty unique, where they're just better value the farther you drive with them. So, but like if I look at this, right, I will lose at Trent, so there's no reason buying that because I'm not going to get any experience and I'm going to lose money doing that, so we're not doing that. We're just hopping out, driving to Trent. Let's take a peek at the map again, just so we can see what events we want to hit. Now I'm going to have extra food, so I'm going to drive and get this green a little out of the way there. Drive up and get that white and that blue, and then we'll just tool around and waste the rest of our food and then see what we get. Finish up this run. So you can see how using the elixir too makes this much more efficient. If you're not going to do the merch because it takes too long, then you're just wasting resources that you're not getting anyway, so you might as well spend on the elixir and use it almost every time. Obviously you can see me using it all over, and I'm not even doing it just for this video. I mean, I want to make this video as efficient as I can, as quick as I can, but this is also how I do merch. Like, I use those elixirs all over the place. I would not normally, but I am going to use another one right here, just to speed up these last couple events, so we can finish up this run. We'll hop in here, sell the things, and then hop on out. So since Trent is where I started, I'll actually be able to buy food and exchange some goods here. Maybe some Tower of Trials passes, maybe some regular elixirs, that would be nice. Sell at 46%, exchange. Yes, some elixirs, excellent. It is using copper, which is one of the things we need for Cronstone, so I don't really like doing that, but I know I need them and I'm not going to get them otherwise. And 1,000 food is pretty good, turns into 4,000 food, because remember, tier 5 wagon, we get it 5 times. Exit town, check our map. Now, because this is going to be a bit longer of a run, and I'm just wasting food, essentially, we're going to use the big elixir. That lasts for 45 seconds and will let us teleport to the Wandering Merchants. Now, in this type of run, I'm not usually loaded up on goods, and especially now I'm at the end of my run, so transporting to the Wandering Merchant, I'm not going to have anything to sell them, and they don't really sell anything that I want to buy. So it's not super useful teleporting to them right now. But we'll try it right at the end here. That's the end of my run. Let's go. I don't know where he is. Let's see. Yeah, that's garbage. I'm not going to waste money on that. If you were really trying to max out your merchantry and the things that you buy, the more stuff you buy, the more you've basically sold, or the higher your score is. So let's take a look at this. Take a screenshot in case you want to look at it. Boom! Because this screen's going to close automatically. So let's see what we got. Oh no, maybe it won't close automatically. Excellent. So we can see these are all the things we got just for finishing our rewards. We're getting in this run, which wasn't great, but we still got 72 chests, sealed chests, plus 10 of boss loots, all these little guys down here, plus some of those purple ones. So let's open those bad boys up and see what we get. Thanks, Irene. Come on, Irene. All right. So we'll head right over here to this bad boy, appraised treasure. So let's just see what we get. Any black pearls? Ooh, 100 black pearls. Boom. See? Not too bad. I'll take that. And then let's open our chests. Let's make sure we're on the right pets. Yep. I'm not going to open the crystal chests, which are those. Is that it? Yep. Get our Black Spirit energy. Some boss stamps, some ancient tablets. So this wasn't a great run. I can usually get a little closer to 200 sealed chests plus the ones I get from the merchantry events. But that's not terrible. And then we'll open all these, turn the crystals off. Now let's take a look at that crystal chest. I'll see what I do with those now, because they take a long time to kind of work through your inventory and manage. So this has a chance of giving me 10 magic to unique crystals, which are hot garbage. So we're just going to go to you, sell junk, and sell all. Goodbye. And that's what we're going to do. So there we are. That was merchantry, y'all. That's what we do. Do that every day. Get the resources, and you too can be sitting on, look at that, nearly 1 million of those rugged boulders, which we can trade for 10 to 1, 10 to 3 for cronstone resources, all that good stuff. So value, all the good things. All right, everybody. Kisses.